I'm playing a wizard.
Okay.
His name is spelled Taako.
So like take.
So like take a.
Well, I mean that it's.
Is your wizard named? Are you naming your goddamn wizard Taako?
His name is Taako.
It's a family name. It's not pronounced like.
Is it short for something?
Taco Bell.
He's actually Taako the Lesser.
My father, Taako the Great.
Taco Supreme.
Please, can it be Taco Bell? I live in a cabana. I guess it's okay, Justin, because like in the infinite world of fantasy I'm about to craft for you, maybe tacos don't exist already, and it's just in the traditional sense.
Oh my god! My whole goal
is not realized.
My goal for this adventure is to invent the taco.
It's sure.
Roll for salsa.
You might need to roll for salsa. I don't know. You could take any number of checks. It could take a peppers check, a sauce check, a consistency check,
a zesty check,
a zestiness
a
check,
freshness check,
A soft or hard shell check.
I love
Conte
it.
check.
I'm going to be so deep in game that your name's not even going to be ridiculous. What is a taco?
Roll for zestiness.
Roll for going and thinking outside the bun.
Did I bring the ingredients to create what people of our realm would refer to as a taco?
There's a problem. There's no cultured milk at this point in the world. You're gonna have a hard time with a sour cream.
All right.
Once you can crack that fucking riddle, man, I'll give it to you. I will shower you with riches as the taco magnate.
Okay, got it. I want to make a perception check to see if the idea of, like, when I was thinking about what would have happened to us if we had gotten caught in that, I want to make a perception check to see if the concept of ground meat would occur to me.
That's justified.
I'll give you half of the first clue that will lead you to the secret of ground beef. You understand that if a thing were to be ground, it would be more easily digestible and probably would be easier to season. But you haven't unlocked the seasoning secrets yet.
Okay.
This
I
is
look
the
over. Taco's just furiously writing down notes.
This is the first step. You understand the concept of grinding.
He's just circled ground ? Like 8 times.
Yeah.
If we'd had a cow here.
Well, that's the thing. You wouldn't even know that beef would be the thing to grind, right? You could be like,
but it would have been a heck of a thing to throw in it.
no, it would have been sweet, but you didn't have that on hand. So you might be thinking,
I write
like,
that down. I understand grinding.
ground rocks, ground water. Can you grind water? You don't know. You're so goddamn stupid
About tacos.
about tacos specifically.
I say, now this may be a little cheesy, but I can't let you go. And I pour my potion of healing betwixt his lips.
I'm going to need you to describe that a little bit slower.
Yeah.
And he wakes up, and the word cheesy is what's stuck in his head.
It's another clue.
Griffin, grant me cheese.
All right. Okay, I'll grant you the word cheese. You can't possibly understand the idea of cultured milk.
Okay, I've written cheese ? on my sheet. So we know that's just in my head. What does that word mean, cheese?
Yeah.
With all those memories that came back.
Yes.
Is there any chance that the memory of shredded lettuce came back?
Did I remember shredded lettuce or chopped tomatoes?
Come on, give us a little something.
Pico.
We remember shredded lettuce.
Let me think. Taako, you harken back to a time where you were working on your grandpa's farm, and you were you're an elf, right? Mm-hmm. You were the tender age of 65 years old, and
I was on Tinder.
You were on Tinder, and you weren't paying attention to your farmly chores, and you were beating some milk that you got out of a fantasy cow. You were whipping it, trying to form some sort of cream, and your grandpa, Tostada, walks out and says, "Taako, what are you doing? You've been whipping that cream so long in the hot sun, it done turned sour." So that is that is that memory sticks out in your mind. It's very poignant, and you feel like perhaps the grand eldritch mystery has revealed a bit of itself to you once again.
Cream that is sour. What shall we call it?
I just say out loud after I drink the first words out of my mouth after I drink the file are sour cream.
You remember a war. And also there is a sandwich waiting for you on the lip of the hot spring.
Daddy like.
Nobody ever mentioned sandwiches.
What kind of sandwich?
Tuna fish, but it's a good tuna fish.
Any toppings?
I'm trying to think. I can't think of what would be in the tuna fish sandwich that would also go into the Tex-Mex food stuff you're trying to get me to give you a hint about. No, there's
it's no fun.
There's
if
some
I don't
actually.
trick
There's
you.
some. Yeah.
Lettuce,
there's some.
you need lettuce.
No.
Yeah, there's some diced tomato on top of it.
No,
that's
delicious. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Stupid. That was my plan.
Tomato.
That was a small. I think that's a pretty small piece of the puzzle, so I don't mind giving you that one on your continuing taco quest.
Just want to keep it
Okay,
alive.
Merle. You eat this dish, taco, and it's not a taco, but it is like, it's spicy, and it is like, it's really spicy, and it is savory, and it is delicious, and you've never had anything like it before, and it is absolutely the best thing you've ever eaten. It's kind of like an open-faced sandwich situation almost, with like this spicy sauce and like this really creamy puree sort of on the side of it that has like this like sort of nutmeg-like substance grated over it, and it is this flavor profile that you have never quite tasted. And how much, like, obviously Taako and Loop do a lot of cooking, but like how much like invention of meals do you do?
I feel like I've had to get relatively creative in the past 30 years because I've had to deal with whatever I've had access to. So I feel like ingenuity is kind of a strong suit.
I don't know how to describe this, but as you eat this dish, you feel this like, you feel a pulling at something inside of you, and you don't know what it is, because in a way it's intangible, but at the same time it's real because you can feel it. The moment you eat this meal, the moment your mind starts reeling with all of these new culinary possibilities, a bond is created. And imagine like a long thread with one end tied around you and another tied around a person, a moment. When people talk about destiny, this is the kind of thing that they talk about, and you feel it now because there's so much power in it, Taako. And whatever's on the other end, whoever, they feel it too. And you feel it the entire time that you're eating this dish, and as you just kind of like come to your senses and look down and your plate's empty because you just finished, and Loop is like, Taako, did you hear me?
What? What happened? Where am I?
We're in this restaurant. This is fucking unbelievable, right?
Yeah, that's the word for it. Unbelievable.
And I think just like at times when you're not doing something and you're not running away from the apocalypse and you're not fighting off the horde of darkness, in the quieter times when you don't have much else to do, you just think about this dish and you think about that feeling of like something waiting to be unlocked. And I don't think it's not tormenting you. It's just like, it's just there and it's inside of you, and you reminisce about it. And I think maybe you try to recreate this dish from time to time, and you can do it fairly well, but it's not the dish you want to make.
Yeah, it's like a dream that I just woke up and I could just barely sort of remember, but every time I grasp a fragment of it, it dissipates in my hands like sand.
Wow. This young man stands up, and as he does, you can finally sort of see the front of the apron he's wearing. It's emblazoned with a logo that says South Beach Tacos. And the print on this apron is unique. The whole apron is covered in a design that looks like flames. And he says, Taako, I don't know what I can I can do from here. I could cook you up a meal if I could send it back through. I don't know if I could, cook something that would give you, fucking magic power or whatever.
Okay. I got a hunch. My whole life has been really long, and throughout it, I've been led to something. And I used to think it was to create something, and now I think it's to find you. This is going to sound weird considering my name, but I don't know what a taco is. I've gotten hints. I mean, basically, if you want to call them taco prophecies, that's a crazy thing to say out loud, but I just said it. So here we are, I guess. I'm talking at you through a frying pan. Try to keep up, Joaquin. But I think it's been leading me to you, to this.
He says, you want me to show you how to cook a taco?
Joaquin, I'll take one taco with extra destiny.
He laughs and he says, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to teach Taako how to make a taco. And he races to action and he starts pulling ingredients out of the fridge and igniting the stove and heating up a pan. And for a second, he actually reaches for the pan you're speaking to him from and then thinks better of it and grabs one from next to you.
Thank you very much for that.
He says, it's a shame that you're not near a kitchen right now. You could sort of do it alongside me like a demonstration or something.
I climb in there and look for I start getting my cooking shit together. Whatever Joaquin's got out, I'm following his lead.
Yeah, as you race inside, you find the interior of your coach spotless with all of the cutlery and cookware you brought with you on the road. And on the counter in front of the stage, you see bowls containing ingredients, some of which are familiar to you. There's a tray of fresh ground beef and some tomatoes and some small ramekins with various spices and some you've never seen before. And the stovetop is on and there's a pan already heating. And Joaquin says from the mirror, you ready?
Let's do it.
So we're going to make some picadillo tacos. First off, you want to dice up the potatoes and toss them in a pan with a generous splash of olive oil. Just get them nice and crispy.
Okay, got it. Cooking.
You work through these various steps. And as you're working, you can see through the large window, like sort of your presentation area outside, and you can see Lucas, Loop, and Barry still blasting away at the crowd, only they're moving in like super slow motion. Time is passing much slower outside of your stagecoach than it is inside, giving you time to prepare this meal. And you finish that step, and Joaquin says, okay, so set those aside, and now you're going to want to start your sauce. Well, I guess first off, actually, let's get the ground beef going. And do you have cumin?
Yeah, I got cumin. Who do you think I am?
He's like, all right, toss that and some salt and pepper in there and just brown it and drain some of the fat when you're done. Not all of it. You still want a tablespoon or so in there, all right?
Yeah, got it.
And together, you and Joaquin, a world apart, cook this meal together, and the smell is just remarkable. You dice up the freshest garlic and onion you've ever smelled and toss it in the pan, and you follow Joaquin's instructions as he sort of walks you through blending some tomatoes and peppers into this delicious spicy sauce that you reincorporate back into the meat and potatoes. And it's simmering for a while, and there's not much else to do for a bit, and so Joaquin takes a beat and then asks, this is the end of the world, isn't it?
Maybe.
A timer goes off, and Joaquin takes out a couple of tortillas and starts heating them in another pan, and you do the same, and then you both add the picadillo to the tortillas, and there it is. Your inexplicable, delicious namesake on a plate in front of you, and Joaquin picks up one of his tacos, and he says, I feel like we should toast or something.
So, a toast.
No, it's a taco. It's a little food joke.
Very little. So I don't know how you found tacos. This is my first. And I'm going to try real hard to make it not my last. So no matter what happens, you just know that you did your part, okay, Joaquin?
He says, well, I hope it helps. And he sort of raises up his taco to you in like a cheers motion. And then we see the two of you in unison raising your tacos up to your open mouths. Across 2 universes, 2 food trucks explode. Joaquin stands unharmed among the wreckage of the South Beach Tacos food truck, his body surrounded with crackling red electricity, his hair standing slightly on end. And for a moment, the shadows nearby are stunned and then pounce as one toward him. And he's so calm, and he says, "No." And at his command, the shadows are torn apart by the power surrounding him. And he points a finger towards another nearby crowd of shadows who are working to topple a city bus, and it rips through them, sending a storm of ash flying as it arcs. And Joaquin starts walking confidently away from the wreckage. A massive shadow 10 times Joaquin's size swipes a fist toward him, and Joaquin catches it in the air, and the enormous figure is filled with red light, and it screams as it disintegrates. And Joaquin smiles, and he makes a finger gun and closes one eye, and he aims it at 6 nearby shadows, one at a time. And then he pulls the trigger, and 6 individual bolts fire from his hand, destroying his targets. And then we see a dark hallway suddenly illuminated as the doors to that high school are blasted open, revealing a quiet city street outside. And Joaquin is there, still filled with this power. And he sees the terrified faces of the students and teachers inside. And he says, "Everything's gonna be okay. I've got magic powers." Taako, you're standing over the rubble of your own stagecoach, right in front of the circle of black glass, and you're filled with that same power. And you hear your sister behind you shout, "Holy shit, are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking great. I'm going to turn this glass into the blue one. That is a...
Oh, you don't need to roll for that, son.
Oh, hell yeah.
As you touch the black glass, you feel that power just discharge out of you. It shoots out of your hand, and there's no ripple. There's no slow conversion of the glass. It's just sapphire. And as it changes, it's almost like you threw open the doors of a wind tunnel. Your hat is knocked off and thrown several dozen feet backwards, landing in grass that has already started regaining its color. And shades of blue peek out of the sky above. And all across this world, heat becomes hotter, and water becomes wetter, and light becomes lighter, and shadows become darker. In the sky above, streaks of divine light race through the sky as the planes are reconnected at last.